We're going to switch things up this week, and we're actually going to do some Zooms for English. So we're going to be doing them at 8 o'clock. And if you remember correctly, for some of you, that's when we used to do our science Zooms. So the reason why is because as I was looking at our English review that you guys were working on last week, so it was all the stuff that we've covered throughout the year, I noticed you guys are really struggling with the part. Now, I want to make sure everybody understands that I said everybody. All right. So, what that tells me is this: it tells me that I didn't do a good enough job teaching it to you. So, although I think there's a few things that we may be forgetting to do, and by doing those few things, I think that figuring out the parts of speech is going to be a lot easier for you. But with that said, because everybody is struggling, I know I need to do it a different way. So I thought being face to face and looking at these things together and talking about these things together are going to make it easier. So, what I need you to do is I need you to make sure that you pay very close attention to the Zoom page that I send you a link to. And you're going to notice that the very first one listed will be English. All right, so we are not doing science Zooms this week. English will take its place. We're going to do English Zooms on Monday and Tuesday, maybe Thursday. We'll wait and see. But then definitely Wednesdays and Fridays, you will be doing other things. Wednesday, you'll do your vocabulary A to Z. And then on Friday, I'll probably have a Nearpod for you to practice what we worked on as parts of speech. Please make sure that if you are in English with me, you are tuning in for those Zooms. Now, why are parts of speech important? A lot of you are probably thinking that. So if you think back to last week's practice, we had a day, and I believe it was Tuesday, where you were supposed to underline the nouns, circle the verbs, and put an X on the adjectives. Well, a lot of us struggle with that. Here's why it's important because you need to have a noun and a verb to have a sentence. We have been working on paragraph writing all year. You guys are writing good sentences. However, if you don't know what the things are that you're putting into your sentence, then you may be having a hard time writing your sentences correctly. And some of us, that has been the case this year. We needed some help with writing, whether you've Zoomed with me or Miss Townsend, maybe even Miss T. You've needed some help. So that's why parts of speech are important because they help us to write sentences correctly. Another reason parts of speech are important is because when we talk about adjectives or pronouns, they describe other words in our sentence. There are description. They are our details. So if we're not using them properly, then we're not writing our sentence correctly. So again, I'm sure you're probably thinking, oh, come on, I just let me get this done so we can just finish up the rest of the year. And I would love to do that. However, you're going to find as we move through, especially for a lot of you who still have to take some state tests next year, parts of speech are huge. Right. So I need you to understand those. And for those of you that are done with state testing, the reason why we need to know these parts of speech is it's going to make you a better writer and it's going to make it a lot easier for you to do your writing. In fact, I can think of two kids this year who became much better writers because they did a better job with their parts of speech. All right, so I don't want to name any names on YouTube, but so I'll just leave it at that. You guess about who it may be. But make sure you please check that Zoom sheet that I send out to those of you that are at home, and let's tune in Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, 8 a.m. We will Zoom. We will talk about parts of speech, and then hopefully by Friday you're back on track, ready to go. If you guys have any questions, any problems, please get a hold of me. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get ready for that